What is up, you guys? My name is Alex Sanchez. Today's video, I will be doing a little bit of meal prepping. Of course, you know, it's to save money, to stay healthy. I can literally eat the same thing probably every single day. I've been a little bit off because I've been getting lazy, and I will confess I've been eating out quite a bit. I want to invite you guys to see what I like to cook, what I like to eat, and most importantly because it's super cheap and it'll help you save a lot of money. Alright guys, key number one is to have a clean working space. So obviously I gotta wash some dishes, and obviously I gotta clean this up so I could have a lot of room for the meal preps. Anytime I'm cooking, I like to watch YouTube videos, listen to my favorite YouTube channels, and just keep learning. You're never done learning. I'm watching Zip Trader Charlie. I want to learn how to trade the stock market, and I know it's a tedious, hard process. Extremely hard because it's super boring, but it's very profitable. So when cooking your chicken inside, I like to use olive oil. But if I don't have, or I don't feel like using olive oil, I like to use olive oil cooking spray. It's pretty much 0 calories, or it's here, let's see. Yeah, 0 calories. So this is a lot healthier. You don't have to worry about extra calories if you use this olive oil spray. But I used olive oil itself this time. So I used to get fresh broccoli, but now I just stick to the frozen kind because I was spending so much money on broccoli that was going bad. And this is just a lot quicker to throw in. It's already cut up. Another pro tip is I like to prepare chicken ahead of time. I like to marinate it, cut it up, put it in a bag, put it in the freezer. So next time I need chicken, I take this out and let it unthaw and it's ready to go. Another thing I can't forget is chickpeas, garbanzos. I usually have to have some sort of bean when I eat my chicken. Sometimes I like to change it up. I like to use black beans, brown beans. Also, if you guys are wondering why I eat it out of a can, it's just easier. Sometimes I do like to boil the chickpeas or the beans, but it just takes a lot more time and it kind of unmotivates me to cook. So that's why I try to stick with the stuff that's just quicker to do. All right, we got the final product. I was gonna make more meals, but I don't know what happened to all my Tupperware. That seems to be an issue that my Tupperware always goes missing. Anyway, so the price on each Tupperware, you're probably looking at around $2 to $2.50. So even if you are eating 3 of these a day, you're looking at anywhere between $6 and $7.50, which is what people usually pay for one meal eating out, and that's actually considered a cheap meal. Anytime I eat out, I'm looking at least $10, unless you're like eating the dollar menu. The reason I like doing this is because you get the 2 best perks of eating healthy and you get to save a lot of money. There's nothing better than health and wealth, and I think it starts in the kitchen, because if you're not healthy, then it doesn't matter if you're wealthy. You got to have that health to keep you going. All right, guys, don't let me fool you. I don't eat clean all the time. I've actually been on a really bad slump. I want to get back to 2 years ago when I was just sticking to my meal plans and I was eating the same thing every day, but I just felt healthy. I felt good at the gym, and quite frankly, I was more at the gym. I've been slacking at doing that as well. All right, you guys, so today I want to talk about something crazy. I did something really crazy. I did something kind of dumb. A lot of people would not be able to do such thing because a lot of people don't have that kind of money laying around, and a lot of people aren't going to give money to a stranger that they've never met. I do want to disclose that this money was an investment. It wasn't me giving away money. It was me lending money to a stranger so they could get a remodeling project done and I could get paid back. So back in January of 2020, I was on Facebook as usual. I'm in a lot of investing groups. I'm in a lot of real estate investing, stock trading, stock market investing. And as I was looking at a Facebook group that involved the local real estate investors in my area, a guy who made a random post caught my attention. And the guy was pretty much looking for money. He was looking for capital. He was looking to partner up with someone that could provide him capital. This guy was pretty much looking for a group of investors that were willing to lend money, that were willing to put capital together. He's a general contractor that builds homes. He builds homes, remodels homes, he flips homes. So the guy caught my attention and I decided to message him privately. I was really intrigued in the type of return I could get and how fast I could turn that money around. I literally messaged the guy on Facebook Messenger and we started talking. I started asking him a lot of questions. After talking a few hours, I would say I felt like the guy was genuine. I felt like the guy was trustworthy. I decided to jump in and risk $30,000 with a guy I've never met in my whole entire life. I don't know if this guy's a scam artist. I don't know if this guy's not going to follow through. I pretty much put that all on the line. And everything that he was saying on how he would pay back the money had a proper plan in place and it all made sense. So as naive and young and dumb that I am, I decided, what the heck, why not? Let's try this investment. If this investment works out, I would love to build a relationship with him and keep investing with him in the future. Now, what I did is not something that's recommended, and to be honest with you, my attorney did not agree with my decision, but at the end of the day, I went with my gut. I gave a stranger $30,000. After we decided we were gonna go through with the deal, we made an agreement that we signed, and on the day we signed, we agreed that I would get the money back 3 months later. Fast forward 3 short months later, I received the capital that I gave the stranger. Now, is it something that I got lucky with? Do you think that he paid me back to lure me in to keep investing? Who knows, might be. But we both agreed to a contract that our attorney wrote up for us that we both signed. So that made me feel a little bit more secure about what I was doing. It's definitely something that majority of people would be super skeptical with, and majority of people just don't have that kind of money. It's just hard to fathom the idea that your hard-earned money that took years to save, and just being able to sacrifice luxury or going out every weekend, skimping down on going out and having fun and just getting to work and saving that money. Definitely something that's not easy to do because your emotions are not letting you do it. There's always skepticism out there about everything. And I do want to say that any investment you do, whether it's real estate, stock market, whatever your investment is, anything in this life that you invest to has the risk of going sour. So I do want to say that there's many investments out there that have higher risk but higher return, but that's just the name of the game of investing. Now, it's easy to assume that the purpose of this video might be to flex on some people, but purpose of this video is to demonstrate that anytime you're able to save as much as you can and you keep your expenses as low as you possibly can, and you find other ways to make more money, the opportunities just show up. And just to clear things up, the only reason I was able to do that investment was because I had other cash laying around in case I did lose that money. Anytime I go into any investment, I always look at what's the worst that can happen with that investment. And obviously, the worst that can happen with any investment is that you lose your capital. I'm at the point of my life that I weighed the risk versus the reward. The only reason I was able to invest, the only reason I was able to trust a guy, or I was willing to put the money on the line, was because if I lost the money, I wasn't going to go bankrupt. My financial life was not at any risk. It was just a matter of losing the capital. But at the end of the day, any investment is a risk. The higher the return, the higher the risk. I've mentioned that before. But when you're able to have money aside and you get educated and you start learning about risk versus reward and your risk tolerance, then you're able to do stuff like that. If you're a younger crowd, I encourage you guys to look at higher return investments that might be riskier, but at least you have your whole lifetime to recoup that money, to go work. And if I lose my capital, well, it's an expensive learning experience. And most importantly, I have time to catch up. But if you're part of the older generation that's near retirement, I do not suggest you take on so much risk because you're getting closer to retirement. You don't have 30 years like a 20-year-old has to recoup the money. But at the end of the day, if you have money saved, if you have a budget, and if you know how much you can put on the line, just make educated investments. I did not just give the money with hopes that I was gonna get it. I did a little bit of due diligence. I researched the company. I looked at their projects. I ended up meeting with the guy after I actually gave him the money. But most importantly, there was a legal contract between me and that other party. But yeah, at the end of the day, nothing is guaranteed. Even the stock market, you've seen the roller coaster we've been on the last few months. You want a higher return, you invest in riskier companies. You have the risk that that company could be delisted off the stock market and you potentially lose all your money. You have to always make sure you know what the consequences are, which is losing it all. Set yourself in a financial situation where if you do lose it all, you don't lose your house, you don't lose any asset that pertains to you, or it's something that puts you at risk of just being out in the street. Make sure you keep saving and keep reinvesting because that's the only way you'll be able to keep on taking more and more risk. Live well below your means no matter what, even if you are making a crap ton of money. Again, with the power of compounding interest, your income could grow exponentially. If you stayed to the end of this video, I want to thank you guys so much. That really helps out my channel, especially because you smashed that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's free and quite frankly, it helps out my channel so much. Thank you guys so much and I'll catch you guys in the next one.